Hello everybody. Today we will start with a new chapter in biology for ICC standard 9th. That is chapter number 11, Digestive System. Now, digestive system is basically required by our body because we cannot extract the nutrients from the food what we eat directly. Okay, it is not possible for us that okay हम लोग को ग्लूकोज चाहिए बॉडी में तो वी आर जस्ट टेकिंग सम ग्लूकोज डायरेक्टली और वी वांट सम विटामिन वी आर टेकिंग सम विटामिन डायरेक्टली वी ईट फूड and the food contains nutrients and those nutrients which we just learned in the nutrients chapter, that whatever nutrients which are going to be there in the food, that is going to be extracted from the food by our body by breaking down the food material into smaller parts so that it can be easily absorbed or it can be easily understood by the body as nutrients. So the process of breaking down the food material into smaller things so that it can be absorbed by the body easily is basically digestion. So the need for digestive system, the food that we eat cannot be utilized as such in the body. Okay, you cannot utilize the food what we are intaken directly by the body. वो directly ऐसा को नहीं कि हाँ खाया सीधा सीधा everything is gone sorted out when you eat something and it has just got utilized by the body. No. It must be changed into soluble, absorbable form to get absorbed by the blood for distribution in the body. Certain foods containing sucrose are already soluble in water, but they require a breaking down of the molecules into smaller units so that they can pass through the cell membrane of the wall of the gut. So basically it will be required to convert them into smaller units. You will need to make it into smaller units, that is into simpler substances, so that they can easily be passing through the cell membranes and of the intestine and पूरा का पूरा जो the digestive system है उसके हर एक cell में वो आराम से जा सके and it is easy for the body to absorb those things and bring it to the blood so that the blood can circulate that particular nutrients to the different parts of the body. So accordingly we can define the digestion as digestion is the breakdown of naturally occurring foodstuff into diffusible form. Okay, so breakdown of naturally occurring foodstuff into diffusible form so that it can be absorbed is called as digestion. Or we can say digestion is any change which makes the food soluble and of such chemical nature that it can be absorbed readily through living membrane. So that particular process by which the body is able to absorb that particular nutrients, and that is nothing but the food is made into soluble form that it can be easily absorbed by the body is called as digestion. Now digestion is going to take place with the help of certain chemicals generated in our body which are called as enzymes. So enzymes play a key role in the digestion of food. There are hundreds of enzymes in addition to those involved in digestion, but the general characteristics of all the enzymes are the same. So yeah, we have got thousands of enzymes being produced in our body. Okay, we have got many different enzymes produced in our body for different reasons. So even the tears what we are having is a kind of an enzyme. So all the enzymes are of different nature and of a different purpose and different uses, but still certain characteristics of the enzyme remain common. So let's see what are the common characteristics of the enzyme. It is a protein and is therefore destroyed by heating. So first thing is that enzymes are proteins, and hence if the body gets heated up, the enzymes are going to get killed, or basically they are going to get destroyed. Now that's the reason that when a person is suffering from fever, he will not be able to take, जब भी fever होता है तो हम लोग डॉक्टर क्या बोलेगा, take light food. What do you mean by light food? Something which can be digested very easily. Why? Because when the person is suffering from fever, his temperature is going to increase, so the enzymes which are there, the digestive enzymes which are there in the body are going to get destroyed, and hence his digestive system will not be functioning properly. That's the reason we normally say that okay, अगर कुछ problem हुआ रहेगा तो eat light food. What do you mean by light food? Light food means something which is easy to digest, something which does not require to be broken down into simpler substances in a very tough manner. Okay, so that's the reason we are having certain things like, because that's the thing where we see that the enzymes are going to be destroyed when heated. Second, it acts only on one kind of substance called the substrate if it is specific. So these enzymes are such that they are specific. An enzyme which is working on the glucose, sucrose to make it into glucose will not work on fats. It will not work on proteins. The one which is working on the proteins cannot work on sucrose. The one which is working on, so basically they are very specific in nature. Okay, the enzymes which are there are very specific in nature. You can see that they were going to be different enzymes for the digestion of different food substrates. It always forms the same end product from the substrate. So another thing is that the enzyme is going to work on a particular kind of a product or substrate only, and at the end of that particular reaction, the end product will always be the same. Sucrose, when it is broken down, it will always form glucose. It will never happen that ये time ये enzyme ने sucrose को glucose बनाने के बजाय galactose बनाया या lactose बनाया. No, it is not possible. It is always going to be such that when something is breaking down, if the enzyme is functioning, the function of the enzyme is such that it will always break down a particular substrate only, and that too it will, the end product of the end of the breaking down will also be always the same. It only affects the rate of chemical reaction and always speeds up the reaction. So yeah, the enzymes always act as a catalyst also. Enzymes always also act as a catalyst, and that's why they increase the rate of the reaction. So they always make the reaction faster. There are no enzyme which is going to slow down the process, but these are enzymes which are going to speed up the process. So that's why they like a catalyst, it can be used again and again. So enzyme is not going to die off. Okay, the enzyme which is there, it is going to be used again and again. So the enzyme, if it is present in the stomach, it is going to act not only once it is acted on a body, it will on a particular substrate, it can again act on another substance which is coming over there in quantity. So basically it can be used again and again like a catalyst, because it itself doesn't take part in the reaction. It acts best only at a particular pH, that is at a particular degree of acidity and alkalinity. So enzymes are going to work at a particular alkalinity or acidity. So, okay, so the body has got a pH value. Now the pH value tells you whether that particular thing is acidic in nature or alkaline in nature. If the pH value is less than 7, then it is acidic. If it is more than 7, it is basic. If it is exactly 7, it is neutral. So at a particular pH value, it is going to work over there. So enzymes normally work at a particular pH value. It acts best with a narrow temperature range, usually between 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, which is also called the optimum temperature. So enzymes are going to work best at an optimum temperature of 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, and that's one of the reasons, because our body is at a normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. That's why it is in between the 35 and 40. So when your body is not too cold, not too hot, automatically the body is fit to give, the enzymes are fit to give the best kind of results. So that's why the enzymes always are going to be more effective, or they are getting the optimum temperature at which they are effective is from 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, which is the normal body temperature. Now let's see what is the digestive system. So the digestive system consists of two parts. One is the alimentary canal and the digestive glands. So first is the alimentary canal, is all those places where the food material is going to pass through. So right from the mouth, it is passing through the food, right, that is esophagus, and then it is going to the stomach and the intestine, and then it's leaving the body from the rectum. A complete path from where the food, from entry to the exit of the food, that particular path is called as the alimentary canal. And then there is another glands which are called as digestive glands. Now these are the glands which are going to produce some digestive juices, that is the enzymes, which is going to help the process of digestion in the alimentary canal. So all these glands are going to be having a duct which will be sending these juices or enzymes into the alimentary canal. So these are called as the digestive glands. So let's see one by one. The alimentary canal is the muscular tube which starts with the mouth and ends at the anus. It is about 9 meters long and is highly coiled in certain regions, especially in the small intestine. Its various regions, shown in the figure 11.1, are different both in structure and function. In addition to the digestive glands, located in the lining of the various regions of the digestive tubes, two large digestive glands, the liver and the pancreas, are also associated with it. And three different salivary glands are associated with the oral cavity. So the figure over here gives the 11.1, gives you the complete alimentary canal right from the mouth and all. But apart from the alimentary canal, it also gives you two main digestive glands over here of the body. One is the liver and second one is the pancreas. So pancreas and the liver are the we can say the one which are going to be associated with the production of the enzymes and also storage of food and बहुत कुछ है, glucose वगैरह भी है. So there are many different functions of liver. And the another thing which is also the glands which will be there will be the three salivary glands present inside the mouth. There are three salivary glands present in the mouth, which is also the part and parcel of the complete digestive system. The various organs of the digestive system are described as follows. First, the mouth. The mouth or the oral cavity is the space where the food is chewed and mixed with the saliva. Its front limits are formed by the upper and the lower lips. The lips help in closing the mouth, sucking and sipping liquids, speaking, and also in perceiving certain sensations, especially those of touch and heat. So the mouth, we can see that the mouth is the oral cavity over here, and this is the space wherein you are going to have the food chewed, mix up with the saliva which is going to be produced by the salivary glands. And here the mouth is being, the opening of the mouth is covered by the two lips, that is the upper and the lower lips. Now the upper and the lower lips are going to have the function of, first thing is, of course, you can close your mouth, okay, I can close your mouth with the lips. Secondly, it is also helping to suck or sip up a particular kind of drinks or any liquid material. So when you are taking you are going to take it with the sip, you are going to take it with the lips. So I'm going to be chatting that we suck it. So the sucking action is going to be taking place with the help of the lips. The third is speaking. Yeah, while speaking, the lips are going to keep on, the movement of the lips are giving out the different sounds. If you try to speak without your lip movements, then automatically you are not able to be more specific. The words will not be so specific. So that is why we need the lip movements are there. And finally, it is also used for perceiving certain sensations like touch and heat. Like अगर हम लोग जैसे ही चाय का कप लेते हैं और यहाँ पे सिप लेते हैं, if it's too hot, immediately we are going to stop that because it is much more sensitive area. The lips are very sensitive area which is going to tend the touch and the heat part easily. The next part inside is the tongue. So the tongue is the muscular tongue helps in manipulating the food while chewing and mixing it with saliva. So the tongue is acting as a, like a spatula moving inside the vegetables. Similarly, ये tongue जो है वो भी वही काम करता है, food को अंदर churn कर रहा है, घुमा रहा है, and mixing it up with the saliva present inside the mouth. So it is manipulating the food with chewing, while chewing and mixing with the saliva. Then it is also helping us to swallow. The tongue, it pushes the food inside, so swallowing. Very important part is tongue is the way where there are taste buds located, and it is helping us to taste a particular food. So अगर tongue नहीं होता और हम लोग को taste buds नहीं होते तो would have never been fascinated with the cheesy, the pizzas and the burgers or vada pavs or anything. We will not be fascinated at all, because if everything would have been tasted the same, I mean there's a taste कुछ होता ही नहीं, you would have never been having the feeling that okay मुझे ये खाना है या ये खाना है, मुझे sweet खाना है, मुझे sour खाना है, या मुझे खट्टी देखिए, I want to eat something even bitter. तो वो chocolates वगैरह कुछ मन ही नहीं करता if you do not have the tongue. So tongue, one of the very important thing is the taste. And next is cleaning the food particles from the teeth after eating. So after you eat, you will always find that the tongue keeps on moving. अगर कहीं पे भी अगर तुम्हारे दांत में कुछ भी अगर फंस गया रहेगा, you will always find that the tongue is keeping on going over there only. It is like in an involuntary action is going to be taken by that the tongue keeps on going over there and just tries to remove the thing which is particle which has got stuck inside the teeth. So that's how the tongue is going to help you to clean the mouth after eating. And finally, tongue also helps in speaking, and that you very well know, because when you are speaking, the tongue keeps on going up and down and touching the top of the inner part. So that is always going to be. Without the tongue movement, you cannot speak. So that's why it is also used for speaking. The next is the mouth ke andar. The next part. So first we saw the mouth. The mouth has the lips, the outer part, the tongue, the inner part. Then comes the teeth. So the teeth are the dentation. The teeth, the dentation. The teeth have a very special role. They cut and break the food into smaller bits. The small sized bits have a relatively large surface area for the enzyme to act on the better digestion. The teeth helps in speaking. How? Find out by yourself. Try to speak thick, thin, rough, and through the etc. Teeth also adds to facial beauty. Yeah, okay. So teeth, first of all, what it does, it is cutting. While we chew the food, we cut the food into smaller parts. As you make it into smaller parts, it is able to have a more volume, and hence the surface area in contact with the enzyme, that is the saliva, will be more, and accordingly the digestion will be much proper. And that's why we always say that chew your food properly before swallowing, because when you chew your food properly, automatically what happens is that you are enhancing the vitamin value or the nutritional value of the food, because you are making it to such a small pieces that they can easily be attacked by the enzymes, and hence you can extract the nutrients easily from those. अगर वही चीज़ अगर सीधा gulp कर दिया रहेगा तो automatically they are bigger parts, and the digestion the body will take much more time to digest it. Some of the parts will not get digested at all, and they will be just thrown from the body undigested or without taking any nutrients from the same. So that's why we always say that we need to chew your food properly. Teeth is also used for speaking, because when I speak any particular word like the through, so you can see that the teeth is coming in action over there. So agar teeth nahi rahega, तो we will not be able to speak, because every time when I am speaking such words, at that time the tongue is pressing towards the teeth. So agar like teeth itself, when you speak teeth, you will find that the tongue is touching the teeth. So it touches the teeth to give you that particular right? And teeth also adds to facial beauty. Yeah, you can see many smiles, and all beautiful smiles are there because of the teeth, the very white Colgate teeth. Yeah, okay, fine. And so an adult human normally has 32 teeth. These teeth are different in shape and perform different functions as follows. So you got for total 38 teeth in your mouth. So there are total 16 bottom, 16 at the top, 8 on one side, 8 on other side. वैसे ही ऊपर नीचे 8. So that's why it is like, now this 8 set of teeth which is there. So there are going to be 4 sets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 sets of 8 teeth, and now 8 teeth which are 8 tooth which are there, they are going to be like the first one over here is the incisor. The incisor is the first one, that is are the 4 front teeth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 front teeth जो है, that are the incisors. They are the 4 front teeth in the center of each jaw. Their cutting edges are broad and sharp like a chisel. They are used for biting and cutting. So yeah, of course, when you take an apple also, it is going to be these incisors which are going to bite that particular thing. So of course it will be very important. They are very important kind of teeth, that are incisors. The next are the canine. The canine are the one which are next to it. The immediately next to that thing are the canine. So front teeth के बाद में जो है, they are the canine. So basically there are 4 incisors here and 4 incisors, so totally 8 incisors as such. So if I see the ratio, अगर हम लोग उसका like configuration निकाले, तो first 2 are, if you're out of the 8 over here, then the first 2 are the incisors. Then comes the third one is the canine. The canine are one on either side of the incisors on each jaw, and these are conical and sharp pointed for holding, tearing on food. So they are the one which are going to be very sharp, and that's why, because of the sharp nature, they are used for holding and tearing. यानी अगर जैसे if I want to eat sugar cane, I'm going to hold the sugar cane with that thing and then going to pull it. So वो जब भी वो tearing करना है, when I'm going to tear that thing, at that time the canine is going to hold it properly and firmly fixing it to give me the hold, or for biting or chewing or cutting, tearing. The next are the premolars. So the premolars are 2. So after the canine are the 2 premolars. So 2 premolars which are there are 2 on each side in each jaw next to the canine. Each premolar has 2 hill-like projections or cusps on their surface, and hence known as bicuspid. Okay, the bicuspid because it has got 2 cusps. So you can see that लोग आराम से पता चलता है कि it is like 1 and 2 ऐसे करके, it is going to have 2 cusps here like this. It will be having a cusp like this. So this cusp over here is nothing but the part of the premolar. So premolar has got, premolars help in grinding and crushing the food. So after you've taken a bite, you are going to put it in the premolar, उसको chew करते उसको grind and crush कर देता. So that's why the premolars are going to be there. And then comes the 3 sets of molars. So the 3 sets of molar are going to be there, which are going to be similar to this ones only, premolar जैसे ही है, but they are the last 3 teeth on each side of the jaw. They have a large surface than the premolar. So the surface area is, though they are more flatter as compared to the premolars, and that's why they means क्योंकि वो chewing action, the major chewing action जो है, it has to be done by the molars. So that's why they are the principal grinders and crushers of food. The last molar of each side in each jaw is called as wisdom tooth. So out of the 3 which are there, the last one which is there, the last teeth over there, which you do not have as on date, because it comes only after the age of 18 or in fact 20, in fact even later than that, and that's why it is called as a wisdom tooth, which has got a 4 wisdom tooth, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 wisdom tooth that are the last sets of the molars you are going to get at a particular age. That's why it's called as a wisdom tooth. The wisdom tooth are so called because they appear last at the age of about 17 to 20 when the human body is reaching maturity. Thus, human or mammalian teeth are different in shape and are hence called heterodonts. So they are the one which are called as heterodonts. Now, heterodont means they are of different shapes. The human, in case of humans, each teeth are going to be different, and that's why they are called as heterodonts. And we can say that is the configuration will be 2, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3. That means 2 incisors, 1 canine, and then 2 premolar, and finally 3 molar. So this makes up to be 3 plus 2, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 8 into 4 sides, that's 32 teeth. So we have got 32 teeth in the format of 2:1:2:3, and till the age of when the child is young, at that time he will be having milk teeth, and at that time he will be having only the form, and the children will be having it in the form of 2:1. So it will be 2:1 is 0, and then 2 over here. So that's the case of a child, that is milk teeth. And in case of adolescents till the age group of 17 will be 2:1, 2:2. So that will be till the age of 17 to 20, till the time the wisdom tooth does not come. This is all milk teeth. So these are the teeth which are going to be lost. So the premolars are the one which are never going to be lost. Premolars are the one which are, once the premolars are there in your jaw, they are never going to be, if it is broken, then gone. You are going to not have a new teeth over there. So they are heterodonts as opposed to homodonts, teeth of other animals like lizard and frog. Even if you see to a certain extent, इसमें दिखा रहेगा, maybe crocodile का figure वगैरह दिख रहा है, तो दो बार you will see all of them, all the teeth of the crocodile, if this is the shape, it will always be, the mouth will be like this, ऐसे करके ही है पूरे, सभी teeth same size के, they are like this. So this are homodonts. So they are the one which are homodont kind of teeth, right? Fine. Confusion over of the name molar. The dentists usually call the premolars of a child as molars, literally meaning girdles. But since the girdles appear in two sets, the one set that are shed and regrown are premolars, and those that appear only as a permanent grinders molars, it is scientifically more appropriate to give two separate names to the two kinds of premolars and molars right from the beginning to avoid any confusion. So that's what I told you. That's why we get your 0 number over here, because these are the premolars which are never going to shred. Okay. Mammalian teeth appears in two sets during life. In humans, the first set are milk teeth, consist of 20 teeth, all but not the premolars, that start growing through the gums, sometimes painfully, when the child is about 7 to 8 months, and are completed when he is about 2 years old. These temporary or deciduous teeth fall out as a result of the roots being dissolved away in the jaw and are completely replaced by permanent teeth at about 12 years of age. The number of permanent teeth of mammals is usually indicated in the formula, where the number of incisors I, canine C, premolars PM, and molars M is given strictly in the same order of 1/2 of each teeth. The human dental formula for human child up to 2 years is 2:21:02 up and down, and it's got 20 teeth. In human adolescents up to the age of 17 to 20 is 2:1:22 up and down, 28 permanent teeth. And for human adults will be 2:1:23 up and down is equals to 32 permanent teeth with 4 wisdom teeth added. So now we see the structure of the tooth. The general structure of all type of teeth is the same. Each tooth consists of a crown or a part exposed above the gums and the root or the part embedded in a cup-like socket of the jawbone. So it always be seen that the teeth will always be this way, that if this is a tooth which is here, it is going to be there embedded in gums over here. So there are gums which are going to be holding this thing, and inside will be the kind of a this kind of a structure which is going to be inside, that is the root of the embedded part of the cup-like socket of the jawbone. So this is a jawbone will be here in a cup-like socket over here, which is a jawbone, and this is the jawbone, okay, jawbone, and this is the root, and this is the upper part. So this is the tooth part, okay, crown. The root consists of single process or flange or in incisors and canine, or of two process or flange in molars or other lower molars, and three in upper molars. So this I have shown two flanges. It could be just a single one also. The teeth, if it is like this, it could be also a single teeth, like single one like this over here, or it could be three in case of molars also. So that is the flanges which are there to the teeth. The neck is slightly constricted between the root and the crown. In a vertical section, a tooth shows the following parts. First, so if you take a vertical section of the tooth, it will show the following parts. So first is the enamel. The enamel is the outermost covering, outermost thing. The enamel is the hardest coating in our body. The hardest substance in our body is the enamel. Enamel or the ivory is the material which is covers the crown. It is the hardest substance in the body. Dentine forms the bulb of the tooth. It is harder than the bone but not as hard as the enamel. It has a minute canal through which runs a strand of cytoplasm of the cell in the pulpy cavity. You can see the figure over there. So in the figure you have got the enamel as a part, then the dentine part which is slightly softer than the enamel but hard, but quite hard and harder than the bone, and then comes inside part which is the pulp cavity. The cement is another bone-like structure covering the and fixing the root in position. So fixing the root in position is another coating which is called as the cement. And finally, the pulp is the soft connective tissue contained in the central space, that is the pulp cavity of the tooth. It consists of blood capillaries, lymph vessels, and nerve fibers which are continuous below those of the body through the opening of the pulp cavity at the base of the root. So here you will find that there are so many different kinds of blood cavities, bulb cavities which will be here. Okay, the blood capillaries and the lymph vessels and all will be connected over here, connecting to the inside pulp. So this is the pulp area. So this is the pulp area over here, which is the inside over here. And then outside here, so this can be said that this is the enamel. This inside over here is the dentine, and this over here is the pulp. So this is how you can see the figure of her. And then there is the inner part over here is there is a cement over here, so which is holding the particular thing in position, and then there is one pyrodental membrane inside which is also connected to the cement. And yeah, the figure of 11.4 of the two parts of the teeth is very important. It is very well asked for labeling also. So just go through the labelings of this particular figure 11.4 A and B. Okay, so that was about the teeth. Now we move on to the salivary glands, but in the next video.